Good morning, Mike from the rural Montana family. It is 8:39 according to the clock here in the car. It is a Tuesday morning. We got a little light snow overnight. It is 33 degrees according to that, but this may be just a little smidgen warm because it's been sitting here charging and running the climate control so that I got it nice and toasty. Today I'm going to Island Park, Idaho, to the cozy cabin. We got a guest coming, and so I gotta go over there and prepare real quick, making sure everything is fine and ready to go. And this time we're taking the Tesla Model 3. We took the Model S and the Chevy Bolt the last two times, and so we got videos about that. You may want to check those out so you can actually compare and see how each car does on that trip. Conditions are somewhat similar. Today it's just light snow we had this morning, but the snow is heading east, and so southwest Montana is supposed to have some of that snow later today, and that's where we're going. So we'll be in the snowy area probably. Also, we're gaining elevation from here. We're going up to 5,500 feet in Butte, and then from there we're going up to about 6,000 feet for Island Park. So it will be an uphill battle. But well, let's get going. So this car is equipped with full self-driving and has no clue where it's going. So can't even make it out of the driveway. And I know it's not designed yet to make it out of the driveway. Yes, it's designed to drive anywhere. That's what it is, and it does not at this point. So let's see what we can do here. So we got about 300 miles to go today. About almost half of that is on the interstate, and so on the interstate the car is running on Navigate on autopilot, which according to Elon Musk is still a separate software stack and is not part of the FSD as we see it right now on the screen. And there again, it just keeps going over. Let's try again. I mean, it ain't that hard to see where the road is. But anyway, so we'll see how good this car can do on FSD. I mean, it's pulling over all the time. Must be a blind car. Anyway, so yep, about 300 miles, about 150 miles from here to Butte, where the Supercharger is, where we need to charge. Oh man, so we'll be charging in Butte, and we'll see how good this one does compared to our Chevy Bolt and the Model S. The Model S is a 2013 with 200,000 miles, so it has quite a bit of battery degradation, or quite a bit actually. Seems like it only has about 10%. But so we'll see. The idea is to go the speed limit, which is 80 miles an hour, which will max out FSD. So and so yeah, and oh, it's heading again. So yeah, we'll max out the FSD with the 80 mile an hour speed limit, and in Butte we'll charge. We'll see how much we got left once we get there. This here is supposed to be the most efficient car of the three, especially at higher speeds. It should be more efficient, where the Bolt we can't really push at 80. Well, you can go 80 miles an hour, but it becomes extremely thirsty. It's pretty efficient till 60-65 miles an hour, and after that it becomes extremely thirsty. I forgot I didn't actually set a destination. So that was kind of stupid from my side here, turning the FSD on just before the bridge that we need to turn on. So yeah, we currently don't have a destination set. So you always see, I think everybody ever seen make a video, they always have a destination set. But for FSD, you do not necessarily have to have a destination set, especially if there is no other roads like around here. It's just going down the road. So anyway, yeah, this should be the most efficient car of the three, and should do just great at 80. It also has the longest range. It has a medium-sized battery compared to the other two. The S is an 85 kilowatt-hour pack, and the Bolt is a 66 kilowatt-hour pack. So, and this here's a 75. So we'll see how this does. We charged to 100% this morning, as we usually do for travel. Do a little weird thing here. Yeah, for travel, that's our chance to charge batteries to 100%. Other than that, we pretty much keep them to whatever we need for our daily driving. And currently with the three cars, at least one is always sitting. This Model 3 has been sitting most of this winter. And then we keep the charge low, around 50 to 75% if we don't drive very often. And we take advantage of doing trips. That's when we charge them to 100% at home, and which is good for the battery once in a while, and it will help the BMS adjust, because the BMS can kind of lose track of the state of charge of the battery if it never gets fully charged, or if it never gets driven pretty low, so down to the last single digit percentages or single digit miles. So this is always good. Take the car on a trip, charge it to 100% at home, and then while on the trip, depending on where you're going, you would not charge to 100% anymore at the superchargers or wherever you're charging, unless you really need it. You just charge enough to make it from one supercharger to another. And for us today, though, we pretty much need 100% again in Butte, because from Butte to Island Park it will be another 150 miles. And now you're saying, well, your car has 310 miles range. Well, it has 310 miles EPA rated range, which EPA doesn't drive 80 miles an hour, and EPA doesn't have elevation gain. EPA also does not have 30 degrees outside and needs the heater going all the time like we do. So the 310 miles is a EPA rating according to their test cycles, and that allows you to compare one car to another according to their test cycle. That's not really according to how you drive or where you drive. So this may or may not be real world driving for you. For most people, the EPA cycle is not real world driving. So that said, yes, we want to have almost 100% again in Butte. We're going a little bit slower after Butte, but we have to climb over Homestake Pass. From we're going from 5,500 to 6,600, I believe, right there. Then it goes back down, but you always use more energy going up than you can recover and save going down. So, and then after that, we don't go too far anymore on the interstate, and we will be taking other highways, and we'll be going a little bit slower, probably 70 average or so. So we will use less energy for that, but we got another 1 or 2 passes to climb, 2 more passes. Just before Ennis there is one, and then we gotta go, what is it, Reynolds Pass or something, I forgot, going into Idaho. So we will use extra energy for that. Also, we still continuously gain elevation total as we go from 5,500 over just over 6,000 for Island Park. And we want to have a little extra too. You can't cut it. Oops, what the heck is it doing here? It's going a little all over the place. Let's send a clip here. So you want to have a little extra, because what if you get stuck, right? It's just like with a internal combustion engine car. You don't really want to run on the low end with gas and thinking, oh yeah, I can make it to that gas station, hopefully, if nothing happens. But especially lately here in the news, after some interstates were shut down and cars were stranded for hours, people are all about, oh well, electric cars are gonna get stuck. No, they don't. You just treat them the same as an internal combustion engine car, and you make sure you have a little extra fuel. So, and that's what we're doing, because we don't want to be stuck out in nowhere without a running car. So, but all that said, this should be an easy trip. And once we get onto the interstate, FSD will go away, the FSD screen like we see it now, and we'll have navigate on autopilot, which works pretty darn good. I mean, we had this now for, I don't know, 3 years, I think. And so it works really good on the interstate. It passes cars, everything. We'll take the off-ramp, all that good stuff. So been very happy with navigate on autopilot. Don't have to watch it as bad as this here with FSD here. We are okay. I just took it because it let me so easy. I wasn't sure where it's going here, and I gotta take it over anyway since I didn't put a destination in yet. So we'll just take it here. Got a car coming behind us. We're not gonna slow him down too much. Ooh, it's slick out today. All 4 wheels seem to spin out. It was sliding over all 4 a little bit when I was hitting the accelerator a little quick there. But the car took care of itself. It took care of itself before I even took my foot off the pedal. So no problems. All right, so we'll get to Butte. what is it, 8:56 now. Probably 2 hours to get to Butte, so it will be about 11, depending on how the interstate is and the traffic. It could be really bad. We're going through some canyons, so we don't know how bad it will be, but it could be pretty bad. Well, let's enjoy the ride. We arrived in Butte. Battery shows low. Right front fender camera blocked or blinded, and Sentry mode's not available. Holy moly, what a broken car. Let's go walk around the car real quick. So, big problem is, look how dirty the car is. So the camera's got some dirt on him, and that doesn't help. Front's nice and dirty, headlights are dirty. And this camera got some stuff on it. We got some buildup here. I mean, it built up a little through the slush. And it's pretty dirty. So, and the backup camera is pretty dirty up there anyway. So we'll take it through the car wash right over there. And hopefully, look at this. Splattered all over. So take it to the car wash and on then to the Supercharger. We are at the Supercharger now, 13% left, so no problem getting here. But now let's look at this here, trips since last charge right there. We drove 153 miles, used 59 kilowatt hours at an average of 387 watt hour per mile. Extremely high. So if you look at our other average, this is the total average of the lifetime of the vehicle, is 298. We're almost 100 watt hours higher on this trip, and that is just because of temperature. Now it shows 37, but if we just went through the car wash, it's actually only about 30 degrees out here. So yeah, what's eating up the energy here is elevation gain, coming up from 3,200 roughly to 5,500. The cold, because the heater's going. The road conditions, in the beginning we had somewhat dry, but then it got wet, and then we even had slush, and that is just eating up the range. That's just how it is. So now let's plug in. There we go, finally. And now we gotta look in up here. 129 kilowatts. That's not too bad. 520 miles per hour. Yeah, so that's not bad. 130, there we go. It preconditioned on the way here, so we'll just let this go. Actually, we can do navigation real quick. Let's see, there we go. Let's see what it comes up with. So it says 2 hours and 50 minutes, 146 miles to get to the cozy cabin. And it tells us estimated charge time here is about 30 minutes. So we're even getting there about 138 kilowatts. Even better now that it started going a little bit. We are already at 24%, so we already added 10% here in just a couple minutes, so won't be long, so I better get a coffee now. Okay, car inspection after car wash. It sure didn't do a good job around here. Look at this. Huh. And it didn't really get the mirrors. The rims still have stuff on it. And the front is so-so. There's like stuff down there. Oh, over here, not so great either along the door there. And it didn't wash out any in the rims in there. There's lots of dirt in there. And you may have noticed we don't have the aero caps on this trip. In the wintertime we take them off. There's an issue with those. And you should go see the video we have about that issue. I'm gonna post the link in the description, as well as at the top of the screen. There should be one popping up right now. Well, let's go coffee. Got some coffee. Haven't even been all done. Haven't even had time to drink it all yet. Went over there, got coffee, went to the bathroom, got my coffee, looked at my emails real quick and stuff, you know. And then it already said 5 minutes till departure time. So I walked back over here and ate a snack real quick. So, and I'm basically ready to go, and the car is ready to go. It did switch here now, so it says now 25 minutes to 100%. We're still going about 42 kilowatts there. It stayed up pretty long at the 130, so that was nice. And I was almost surprised by it, even though I shouldn't have been surprised by it, because this is the advantage of the Model 3 or the Model Y or the brand new 2022 Model S and X, I guess. They will all charge much faster, but being so used to the 2013 Model S going like 75-80 kilowatts max, and then dropping pretty quick down to 40, or driving the Bolt, we're going 50 max and dropping down relatively soon. So with the Bolt we were sitting in rocker for I think an hour and a half or an hour 45 minutes to get it up to 100%, and we needed every little bit of those 100%. Well, actually, I think we had 15% left or something, but we need a little safety cushion. With the S, we charged to 100% here. It was quite a while too. It was also like an hour or an hour and a half. It charges a little faster than the Bolt, but it also has a bigger battery than the Bolt. I mean, it's almost 20 kilowatt hours bigger, 19 kilowatt hours bigger, I guess. And they took as long as the Bolt to charge to 100%. And with the S, we also needed the 100%. So the S and the Bolt are basically rated at the same EPA range. And both of them pretty much desperately need all of that to make the 150 miles that we have to go to Island Park. Now with this car it's a little different. We have more range. We have 310, so we got basically 50 more miles range. And so we got a little extra there. Also, this car is the most efficient out of all of them. And so it does not really necessarily need 100% to get there. So if we're looking at this right now, we can see it shows 89%. But man, we're still going pretty quick. Like we still got what the Model S gets at about 60% or so. But anyway, so if we look down here right now, we show a cushion, safety cushion of 19% at the cabin. And road conditions are somewhat decent. It's actually nice out here right now. It's 36 degrees, it's a little breezy. but the storm is going the direction we're going. The storm is just ahead of us. We may actually catch up to the storm again, just as we did coming towards Butte. We kind of caught up to the colder temperatures and the slush on the roads. That said, we'll be going slower. We gotta climb over the pass right here, and then 2 exits after that. So in Cardwell, we get off the interstate, and from there on we take regular highways. The speed limits are obviously then a little bit lower. Actually, from here to there, the speed limits are pretty low too, because over the pass I think it's like 65 or something, and then as we come back down it's gonna go up to 75. Maybe we get 80 for a few miles real quick, but then we'll be on the regular roads again, and going slower no matter what. So also time wise, it shows us 2 hours 34 minutes, so it took us a good 2 hours to get here. From home anyway, from home it took us, from home to here we had almost 2.5 hours for the 150 miles, and so right now it shows us another about 2.5 hours for the 150 miles to Island Park. So yeah, well, we're at 91%, so we're gaining on our safety cushion. Shows now 20%. I think we'll be a little below the 20%, because well, the car, as far as I know, Tesla includes weather and road conditions, but to really include the road conditions, there has to be reports, accurate reports of road conditions, and that can be a little difficult to get, especially around Montana. I don't know, usually it's a little bit behind. So if there's a storm dropping snow right now, it probably won't show up for another hour probably on any report somewhere. So I always rather have a little bigger safety cushion. It also helps to know the car, which you will get to know your car, obviously, just like any other car. You'll learn what it does and how it does as you're going and driving this car and doing your trips. So we are at 92%, 31 kilowatts still going, so that's not too bad. I'm gonna get myself ready here, and then yeah, we'll get going. I think probably by the time we leave we'll be at about 93 or 94% or something like that, and we'll see how FSD will do, especially going over the pass here. That will be interesting. Now the car is clean again. Hopefully the roads are somewhat decent, so the cameras don't get full of dirt, and then we don't have no FSD, nothing really, because the car can't see. At least the navigate on autopilot kicks out, that is for sure. FSD it tried to do here in town, even with the blocked camera. No, it didn't. I'm wrong, that was after the car wash. So before the car wash it actually would not do FSD as we came off the interstate. Yep. All right, well, let me get set up and we'll get going. We're at the cozy cabin. Let's see here. It is 2:23. It is 32 degrees out. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's snowing here. And the drive wasn't too bad at all. And we got 31% left. So let's look at it. The car said we would have 21% left, but we got 31. So since last charge, 149 miles, so about 150, huh? We used 42 kilowatt hours at an average of 283. That is about 100 watt hours lower than from Missoula to Butte. So this is more what we usually get, about 300-ish. Actually, the road conditions were pretty decent. Towards the end here, we had some slush and snow covered roads, so that definitely didn't help with efficiency. But other than that, they were relatively good. Sometimes quite wet, sometimes dry. So that definitely helped with efficiency. And we only had about, what, 5,500 to 6,200, only about 700 feet elevation gain compared to, what, over 2,300 feet elevation gain on the first part of the trip. So, yeah, overall we did really good. The FSD function was so-so. The usual problems. But we made it in decent time here. We left, what was it, about 8:30 or 8:40, 45 or something. So that makes about 6 hours. So that is not too bad. And that includes the charging. And since we have 31% left, obviously I could have left sooner at the Butte Supercharger. I just wanted a little bigger safety cushion, just in case. But overall we did really good. This here is the most efficient car that we have, and so this is basically the fastest traveler. We were able to go the speed limit as long as road conditions allowed to do so, while with the other two cars we're not necessarily always going the speed limit. Especially with the Bolt, we're quite frequently going a little bit slower, just to make it a little bit more efficient. So, but we're here, 2:30. I better get to work. There's about 6 inches of snow out here. And, well, yeah, it's snowing. That kind of sucks. Hopefully it's not snowing too much. But I got to clear all the snow, make sure everything's fine in the cabin. And if I can get this all done today, I might just drive back home tomorrow instead of the day after. So that would be pretty cool. So I better get going. It is 5:10 and I'm already done with everything here that I need to do. It's starting to snow right now and it's gonna get dark here soon, but I think I'm gonna start making my way home. I'll get there probably 11 midnight more likely. But yeah, instead of spending the night here. I can't even charge here. The universal mobile connector from Tesla that we have is brand new, came with the Model S, and the dealer that sold us the Model S had to purchase a brand new connector when the thing don't work. So I think I'll make my way over to West Yellowstone where the Supercharger is, plug in there and see if I can find some food. And then I got to figure out if I want to go from west up to Bozeman, which is a little bit longer way, or if I want to go back over, come back over here to the Idaho side and then turn off towards Ennis, basically the way we came here, which is a little bit shorter way. So I'll figure that out once I get there. But I think that's the plan anyway, to go over there and then drive home, unless for some reason I all of a sudden get super tired. We are at 28% right now, so we got plenty to make it over to West. And so, yeah, that's what we'll do.